End of life is an interesting area. It covers a vast array of different specialties and conditions. There's a lot of different people involved in providing end-of-life care, from carers to allied health practitioners, medical and nursing staff. And so one of the challenges is finding all of the different pieces of information about that process. The other thing that I find fascinating about end of life is it really is a process. It can be a journey that can last for years. In some patients it's days and hours. So it's certainly one of the more challenging areas for data collection and data analytics.
Data can tell us in their most simple form who we're seeing, and comparing those with population data help us to say we actually need to lift our game here. We're not receiving any of these patients as part of our service. What are we going to do to reach them and ensure equity of access? To be able to objectively record patients' symptom levels and to objectively record their response to our treatment interventions can tell us very clearly whether we're making a difference or not. We all think that we're doing a good job, but we really need to be able to measure that and prove that we are truly doing a good job.
One of the challenges with end-of-life care is it happens in so many different places. You deliver it in hospital, in community space, at home, carers in religious institutions. There's a tremendous variety of people who deliver end-of-life care. And so the problem we have at the moment is that we might have great systems in the hospital, or maybe even in the hospital in the GP space, but are they connected? Can we exchange that data easily? If we write an end-of-life management plan, does it become visible in the next admission, especially if that next admission is in a different hospital or a different rehabilitation or other centre that's involved in their care?
So collecting data can often be at the lowest priority for busy clinicians. If we've got to choose between entering data on a database and going to see a patient, we'll tend to choose going to see the patient. But it is important to remember that without that hard data, which is hard facts about what we're doing, what we're achieving, who we're seeing, how often we're visiting them, we're not able to prove the benefit and the efficacy of our services.
The kind of data that we use to look at end of life and then inform us to improve our care, we look at length of stay, we look at average age on entry into our facility, which is at the moment 88, and getting older and older. And that tells us a lot about the frailty and, realistically what can we achieve and what can we expect for people that are moving in here at that age. We also measure data around how we cared for people through our post-death audits. So what could we do better?
Having access to an electronic medical record for patients when they are going between one care setting and another improves care. It improves communication. The nurses or whoever the member of the multidisciplinary team is seeing that person can see exactly what's occurred, often in the patient's home. So they're sitting there with a little laptop saying, oh, I see what occurred here, this is what happened, this is what your bloods were doing last week. You can't beat that, that's wonderful. And I think we're improving our communication with our colleagues with that resource.
If we can crack the integrated care nut, if we can get the information seamlessly transferring between all our systems equally and crossing district boundaries and state boundaries and private and public sector boundaries and individual practitioners of various types, allied health, nursing, medical, you can imagine it's a challenging thing to try and deliver. But to me, it's the essence of what we do, and it has to be one of the greatest focuses for eHealth New South Wales for years to come. The goal is that the patient and their loved ones and carers and everybody involved sees a continuous view, and they don't have to keep on repeating what their condition is and what medications they're on and who was the last person who saw them. I think you've got enough to deal with when you're in the process of dying. Why would you want to have all this extra hassle? And I guess that's another reason why I care about this more. I mean, we want to leave this world in a dignified and respectful way, in the most comfortable environment we can. We want to try and do that at home as much as possible. The patients have told us many times they want to die as close to home as possible. And you can't do that if half your information's inside the hospital and this person can't get it, and it's just a mess. So best practice care, I think, insists on integration of the information and collaboration.